The holiday has become a national day of service with many tributes to Dr. King. But in Oakland, they held an annual march to remember a different Dr. King. John Ramos shows us it's part of an effort to reclaim the legacy of a man who was reviled for speaking up against conventional thought.
Considering he has his own national holiday, Dr. Martin Luther King is fondly regarded by most Americans. But it's important to remember that at one time he was considered a radical, even dangerous. And the people at this event think it's important to keep that in mind.
I have a dream today.
He had the I Have a Dream speech at Washington. I've heard that multiple times. Like most people know about him. Almost everybody knows about him.
12-year-old Gabriel Potter knows what most of us do about the struggle for civil rights waged by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. But the annual rally and march in Oakland is meant to tell the other side of the story.
63% of the American population in 1967 hated Dr. King, hated him because he dared to speak the truth, because he dared to shake the status quo, right? And now he's revered, right? But he's revered in a way that tells folks like me and the folks that'll show up today that we should be quiet, that we should do this nicely.
It's the 10th year for the march that Cat Brooks began, and there is nothing quiet about it. It is a hell-raising, unapologetically radical remembrance of a man who, in his time, ruffled a lot of feathers.
Today is important because we're going to connect some dots.
It seems everyone can find a quote that connects their particular issue to the King legacy, from defunding police to freeing People's Park. Mac H. is an activist against incarceration of Pacific Islanders.
His message years back was very unpopular. Our message is very unpopular. It's not the sexy topic. We don't believe in incarcerating here.
And 15-year-old Simone Selke thinks Dr. King was speaking about her concerns as well.
I think that MLK Day is a good day to talk about really any issues. Martin Luther King once said that the worst form of racism is genocide, and I think that does apply to the situation currently happening in Palestine.
The violence in the Middle East gave new energy to this rally and march. Many of those attending were first-timers, drawn to the protests by the desire to see a free Palestinian state.
Dr. King's dream and saying that all of our children are going to be together, the fact that everybody deserves equal rights. I think that the Palestinian people in that land are facing a very similar struggle, and so I think that there's a lot of parallels and things.
So as the marchers hit the streets, as King did so long ago, it was clear that after more than 60 years, there are still plenty of things to fight for.
Things have gotten worse, not better. This event has to be a recommitment to our fight and our determination, and to not give up hope, and to continue speaking the truth.
And perhaps looking to Dr. King for inspiration, even if the nation is still a long way from reaching the promised land.
The annual march is presented by the Anti-Police Terror Project and began in 2014 after the rise of the Black Lives Matter movement.